Hey, I wanted to add this at the front of this because I didn't read what the outcome of this is. And at the end, I go over the outcome, which is pretty cool because it sounds like she was actually held accountable, and a lot of people agree with what I said. So I didn't know the outcome until the end. So either skip to the end if you want to know the outcome, or you can watch it. But I wanted to add this in the front because in case you stop viewing it before the end, you wouldn't figure out the outcome. All right, of the investigation on this officer. We'll end that there. Or no, we won't end that there. We'll start the video now. Sorry. How you going, people? Well, this one is kind of self-explanatory a little bit. I have a little input. This female cop loses her temperature. Loses her temperature. No, she didn't. She didn't lose her temperatures. I'm not trying to say she got killed. I'm saying she loses her temper and punches this girl in the face after she's handcuffed, which to me is kind of BS. A punch in the face would be a distracting blow if somebody has your gun or if you're fighting and that's the only point you have. You can do a distracting blow. But when a woman is handcuffed or put in a car, you have multiple officers. You've got superior power, force. Disparity of force is extremely in your favor. To punch a handcuffed woman in the face, this is okay because this is a woman cop and she's trying to prove how tough she is, and you can watch her emotional response as she runs around and brags about it and tells the woman she'll punch her again, and then she explains it to the officer. So it sounds like this woman she had one pill of Xanax in her bra, and this cop was offended because she wouldn't let her search her.
Do not kick me.
And I don't know who's cutting out all this audio. I wish police activity, and again, I tell you to respond to this channel, and I always thumb a like, but this constant blanking out information, if police activity is doing it, then they should say we blanked it out to comply with standards or something. If they're not doing it and the PD's doing it, that's BS, because what this woman is saying on this blanked out part to me is important about her state of mind. So I don't know who's blanking out this audio.
Don't grab him. Let it go. Do not kick me. If you kick me again, I swear to God, I'll break your arm.
Okay, so this woman is upset that she got kicked, and now she's going to threaten to break her arm, and she's emotional, and she's getting into violent. You notice the officers are kind of standing there like, dude, she's just a drunk female. She's handcuffed. Relax. But this woman has the need to show how tough she is, to fit in with the male cops, to show that she can be just as tough and just as tyrannical. It kind of reminds me of the Stanford experiment, the prison experiment. Who was that guy, Lombardi or something, that wrote a book about evil? What's the name of that book? Hell, I got it downstairs. Anyway, they do an experiment, a prison experiment, and make these kids do this experiment, and they pay them. And they make half of them prison guards and half prisoners. And they said that the prison guards actually took on this abusive prison guard mentality of covering and being abusive, and the prisoners actually took over this, I'm a prisoner, I have to hate the cops and fight back and repel. It's a pretty good little experiment. There's probably some videos. I think I did a couple videos on my horse channel about how, because there's also another experiment that, what's that? Not the Stanford experiment, the, starts with an M. I can't think of it. Mangard or shit. It's skipping my mind. But it's an experience where the guys wore lab coats and told people to do things and hurt other people, and they did it because they were being told to do so by the person in the lab coat. Manford, oh shit, I can't believe I can't think of that because I reference it a lot. But anyway, here we go.
Yes, she fucking horse kicked me and she wasn't following me, my instructions.
She wasn't following my, she's just, when people start justifying this, like this audio, they're trying to explain why their actions of threatening to break her arm is justified. It's okay for me to threaten to break your arm because now I'm going to explain how you horse kicked me. Obviously, the kick didn't knock you to the ground. It wasn't that effective. You're not hurt or in pain. You're not calling for medical. You're not out of the fight. You're still able to fight with her and kneel and threaten to break her arm. So the kick must have not been that bad. And that's how a use of force, if this person ends up suing, should be attacking this. If she was that aggressive and that effective, why was there 3 cops there and the male cops weren't complaining that they were hurt. She's handcuffed, for Christ's sakes.
If you were pregnant, then you would behave. Grab.
So she's twisting and tweaking her arms while she's yelling and chastising her to show that her power, that she can hurt her while she's handcuffed. This is BS to me.
Her arms so I can finish searching. That's all I needed to do, and you were acting like an idiot.
She good? Throw her on your side.
I gave my fucking arms.
Come on, roll on your side. Roll on your side.
None of that would have happened if you wouldn't have kicked me.
See, I twisted your arms and I threatened to break your arm because you kicked me, and I can do that even though you're handcuffed. Even though I have a superior force with other male officers here, we can still abuse you if we want to, because that's in our right. Officer safety.
All you needed to do was spread your legs. It's not my fault I found drugs on you.
Found drugs on you. She found a Xanax in her bra. Maybe it was prescribed to her. Maybe she took it for legitimate reason. Maybe it wasn't even a Xanax. And in this video, it kind of goes through whether or not it really is a Xanax or not.
I can't even speak my own.
See, who's cutting out all this audio?
Stand up. Stand up.
You notice the male cops are kind of like, look, she's not that hard to handle. She's handcuffed. You're a trained police officer. You're always complaining about getting equal pay, and you can't handle a handcuffed female? Really? Without punching them in the face? Here's where she goes off and punches her in the face several times in the car.
What?
Get in.
My arms hurt, my shoulders hurt. Ah!
Drugs.
I don't take drugs.
Yes, you do. That's why you had a Xanax in your bra.
God damn, dude, you're gonna be sorry. Fine, bitch. God damn.
So she called her a bitch, and this offended the police officer because she has a badge and a gun and power, and you don't backtalk me. I'll show you who's boss.
Damn,
It's not going to have anything to do with me, sweetheart.
you dragged me on the floor. Watch out! Ah!
So these are multiple punches to the woman's handcuffed face. And the woman admits she hit her in the face. She even admits that normally I punch him in the side, but I punched her in the face.
You dragged me on the floor. Watch out!
Stop kicking me!
I didn't kick you!
Stop kicking me! Get on the ground!
You punched.
See, if I yell you're kicking me and it's on audio, it doesn't matter if nobody can see it, because my word is more, because I'm a trained police officer. I'm from the government. I'm here to help. I'm going to protect and serve the shit out of you.
Like 10 times on my fucking. Please!
Get on the ground!
So now let's drag her out of the car handcuffed, twist her arms some more, throw her on the ground after I punched her in the face. Because we already had her in the car. It's not like another male officer couldn't have walked to the other side of the car, opened the car door, and pulled her in. No. The female's in charge, and she's going to show this woman who's boss and to respect her authority.
Please don't do this.
Get
to
on
me.
the ground!
What's wrong? Why did you hit me like that?
Because you
hit me
deserve it!
like 10
You deserve it. There you go. That's a great statement for the lawsuit. The officer said you deserve to be punched in the face while you're handcuffed. Perfect.
Don't kick me!
times on the head, dude.
Yes, ma'am, and I'm going to keep doing
You notice none of the male officers seem to be worried about this woman. They're standing around and they're not worried. But nobody wants to get in the way of the raging, emotional female that's screaming and hollering, and you kicked me and I punched you and you deserved it.
Dude, I swear I'm not doing nothing. I have a...
This is personal. This woman is offended. She probably did get a kick. I mean, when somebody resists, you end up getting an elbow, or you get hurt, or your wrist gets... I mean, that's what happens when you fight with people. It's part of the freaking job. You can't take it personal. She's being... I'm not saying this is a stellar person, wonderful, she's great. I'm just saying government should not be abusing their authority and their power and their will when they have a citizen handcuffed, when they're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty by a court of law, not proven guilty by the cops that beat the hell out of them while they're handcuffed. More audio cut out.
I got away from you, right?
Dude, what the...
More audio cut out.
Yeah, she always kept trying to put her arm in. She went like that, her leg, and she kicked me. She kicked me when I was holding her too.
See, here comes the justification. If I say it enough, it must be true. So I'll just tell every officer I see what really happened. Why are they holding this woman on the ground in the rain? I don't know. 2 male officers are now on this woman on the ground while the female is running around venting and explaining how tough she was.
Was it Xanax?
Pretty sure.
Now she asks, was it Xanax? She's already accused the woman, punched her, handcuffed her, and called her a drug user, and now she's still trying to figure out whether it really was Xanax or not.
I don't know. 320. Can we call it the wagon out here?
Hey, bro, kill your light.
Hey, clear your lights.
Wow, that was command authority. Hey, kill your lights. Wow.
I just want to make sure 2209 is on the way out here as well.
It sounds like she's calling 22 and 9. It sounds like she wants a supervisor because of a use of force report. So she knows she's got to do a use of force because all these cops saw it and she probably knows she's on video. So when you use force and it's unjustified, you do a use of force report and explain why you use it. That's why she keeps running around. She kicked me. She kicked me twice. She kicked me in the leg. She mule kicked me. She kicked me. She keeps saying that to justify the punches to the face.
Thank you, sir. Sorry. Hey, you got our info? Can you just put it on the KC?
Yeah, it's on there.
Okay.
She has
Two MCs? Or two felonies?
one for burglary have felony, and then one for burglary vehicle.
Okay.
Sounds like she's had a couple felonies. I don't know if those are convictions or if those are arrests, but car burg or burglary or whatever. So now the woman's like, okay, cool. She's a prior felon, so everybody will believe that she kicked me. If she didn't have any prior criminal history and the Xanax turned out to be an aspirin or Tylenol, this girl would have a weaker case, and she would have to say, not only did she kick me, she spit on me, and she tried to scratch me, and she scratched me with her arm, and she would have to make it sound worse to justify her punches to a handcuffed victim's face.
Prazolam.
So Xanax.
Prazolam.
Oh.
Should be PG3.
Okay.
So she punches, she causes the use of force, she's tying up all these units. Meanwhile, the other units are holding this woman on the ground. I'm guessing they're holding her maybe because she's bleeding and she's medical and they're waiting for medical and they don't want to transport her. But I think they say something about calling a wagon or transport.
Yeah, I'm real worried.
Why are we blocking out the police cars? I don't... Is this police activity or is this the PD doing this? Why is a public police car somehow confidential?
Hey, I punched you in the face a couple times. I'll do it again, too.
Wow, she's tough. Man, she's there to protect us serving shit. Yeah, I punched you and I'll do it again. Wow. That's not emotional. That's not personal. That's not taking advantage of somebody in your custody when they're handcuffed and they can't fight back and you have male officers there to help you. No, no, no. I punched you in the face and I'll do it again.
Punched you in the face a couple times. I'll do it again, too.
Wow. Really tough. I bet she eats, like, donuts without chocolate covering it.
Hey,
can't use an old case number with an old. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna use the same case number. Right?
You're going to notice when another cop shows up, he goes, "Oh, I should have known." That means it's her. And she usually gets involved in these incidents.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Are you gonna take pictures of the use of force too, or no?
So this cop right here, I can tell you behind the scenes, I'm just guessing, this cop is like, shit, I don't want to do your use of force bullshit. I don't want to hear your lies. So he kind of poo-poos it and blows it off, and she has to call someone else.
Yeah, she fucking kicked me.
Yeah, they didn't see me.
She actually kicked me twice.
So she kicked me, and then as I thought about it, oh yeah, she kicked me twice. Really?
I already got this and that, so.
So he just blew her off and basically said, nah, I got other things to do. I'm not going to do this use of force report.
320 also, can we get another CSI or UEDI on the way out here?
Maybe they have to call out a CSI unit to take pictures when there's use of force. Maybe because she punched a handcuffed person, everybody's like, dude, I don't want to be involved in this. Look at all these cops and government. We got, what, 6 cars, 7 cars out there? All these cops and government for what? A woman with a Xanax in her bra. Are you freaking kidding me?
So I was searching her, and when I searched her, she had drugs in her bra. I'm like,
San Antonio, liberal left. Diversity is our strength.
hey, stand still. She's like, can you pull my shirt down? And she started pulling at her shirt, so I thought maybe she had some more shit in there because I pulled her bra out. I was like, stop messing with your shirt. And she's like, can't you pull it down? I was like, when I'm done, I will fix you. Stand still. Stop moving around. So she keeps fucking fidgeting. And I said, stop moving. And then I told her, turn around and spread your legs. So when she spread them, she only spread them like this, which isn't far enough for me to check. I was like, spread your legs. She's like, my hip hurts. I was like, spread your legs. So she's...
Maybe her hip did hurt. Maybe she had hip surgery. Maybe she couldn't spread them that far. Maybe she was just being a jerk and not spreading them. Doesn't matter. If she can't spread them, I mean, search her. Does that give you the reason to start slamming her on a wall and escalate this? Well, yes, it does. If you're a female and you feel like you're entitled to nobody should ever tell you no.
She's not following my instructions, so I'm assuming she's got something on her, and she like tries to spin on me. I'm like, that's enough. So I grab her arm and I push her up against the car. She won't fucking stop. So...
Oh, look at her shiny nails. Wow, I wonder what kind of polish that is. She's probably not pink.
I'm holding on to her. I'm like, spread your legs. And she kept on and she kept on and she fucking horse kicked me. Where? Right in my knee. I have a footprint from her dirty feet. Look.
Look, anytime you fight with somebody and you're rolling around, you get marks on you. That footprint could be from one of the other cops fighting with her. I mean, I'd like to see a good distant footage to see the actual kick. But maybe she did get kicked. So what? You got kicked and you arrest her for assault. You don't take advantage and punch her in the face when she's handcuffed. That's bullshit. People want to justify this. Well, the person shouldn't have resisted and they wouldn't have to worry about it. Well, you don't understand how tough it is to be a cop, and we're out there protecting and serving the shit out of people, and we're all heroes, and you're always picking on us, Rick, and telling that I'm holding freaking government accountable because you got guns and tasers and pepper spray, and you got the ability to lock people up and take away their freedom and kill them. And you should be held to a higher standard, not a low standard. That's what I hold accountable. If that offends you little badge polishers out there, then tough.
Yes.
She forgot to tell him that. I told her, yeah, I punched you in the face and I'll do it again. She left that part out.
She's on the other side, Daryl. I don't know if maybe it's better.
I should have known.
8142
Where's Sergeant?
8142 head to 1216.
She is fucking fine. She, as a matter of fact, right before I found the drugs on her, she was asking if she could smoke a cigarette.
So she's fine. She's tough. Look, you know what? I know what I'm doing. She's tough. She's fine. I punched her and I'll punch her again. This is a BS call. If you want to go to police activity and look at it here. What did he put on here? This content. Conducted a search. lifted her bare foot and kicked. Well, according to the officer, she lifted her foot. Was placed on the ground and searched. When she returned to the backseat of the car, kicked her again. Well, that's what she's saying. Okay, officer stated she kicked her again. Okay, good. Officer stated struck once in the right breast and 7 times in the head. She gave a statement that she hit her 7 times in the head. 7 times. 1 time could be reactionary. 2 times could be instinctive. 7 times is intentional with malice, and she was with malice and forethought, and she wanted to do damage. She was emotional. She was intentionally giving this woman payback. That's outrageous. Anyway, and then pulled her by the hair to remove her from the car. So after he punched her 7 times, she grabbed her by the hair. Perfect. Let's see. The administration alleges that did not give the suspect humane treatment. Good. When she left on the ground and rain, administrators wrote in the suspension document that Officer Montoya was fired. Oh, shit! Wow! I'm glad I didn't read this before, because basically it sounds like they found a lot of the things that I'm pointing out. Good for them. Received indefinite suspension notice for inhumane treatment on a suspect. Good! Was also cited for muting her body. Good! She was the one that kept covering up her body camera. Esparza was charged with assault. Oh, man, I freaking love it. Go Texas! Holy shit, it's about damn time I get a feel-good police video. Wow! I'm going to have to put at the front that this has a good ending. Montoya is appealing a ruling. Law enforcement Texas attorney representing on her arbitration. She denies all allegations according to the Palil. She's full of shit. I think I finally agree with the freaking government. They finally held her accountable. Good for them. Wow. I got to put a little thing at the front here. All right, we'll end that there.